and this introduces our bear hug attacks. Now there's 4 ways to attack someone with a bear hug. You can catch them from behind or in front, and you can catch them with their arms pinned in the grab or their arms free, arms just around the waist, or sometimes what we would call underhooks. So that's the 4 ways to do it. You cannot really get a good solid bear hug on somebody from the side. It creates way too much space, and you want to utilize this position within this technique, make them hold you in a way, one, that's awkward for them, but it also creates space for you to be able to move and be able to get out of their hold. So 4 ways to do the bear hug: front and back, arms pinned or arms free. Now this first one's going to be from the back and your arms are pinned here. They've got you locked down, and of course if it's a bear hug, their intention is to lift you up, get you up off your feet. So you want to be able to make yourself heavier right away. And the best way to do this is to spread your feet and sink your hips down. Just our basic horse stance automatically is a heavier position than the natural way we usually stand. What's more is that someone can create, anyone with a certain amount of strength can lift a fairly heavy object as long as that object is between their feet, right? That's our power zone here. So, and weightlifters know this, anyone that strength trains know, you want to lift anything heavy within your power zone. You don't want to have to pick up something heavy from over here or over here, because that's going to involve a twisting action as well. You're not as strong if you have to reach out to the side as you would be for a heavy object between your feet. So while they've got you in a bear hug, you're of course right between their feet. Our first step is we want to move, by stepping with the left, move over to their left side so that they have to pull from their left side instead of having you square where they can just lift up. Now at the same time, and this is a very important part to step 1, is we want to pin their hands. Left hand's going to come up, even though your arms are trapped, reach up and pin their hands as you step over. And that's important because if the arms aren't pinned and you step over and make yourself heavy, what was a bear hug could slide up and become a choke around your throat. That's a lot worse. We don't want to take what's already a bad position. It's not good to be caught in bear hug, but make it a whole lot worse by turning it into a choke and giving that to your attacker. So we're going to pin the hands, step over with the left, and really sinking down into that horse stance there will kind of put you in a position where you're awkward for them to be able to pick up. They're going to have to adjust if they want to reestablish that underhook position and be able to lift you off the ground. Now, while all that's happening, I'm also going to reach forward with the right arm as far as you can and drive straight back into the abdomen. And if you're standing right in front of them, then as you move out of the way, you have lined your right arm up with the center of their body. You don't have to look and see where your attacker is. You should be able to feel, if you pin, boom, that should go straight back into their abdomen that way. So pin, step over, deep elbow, like a chambering position there, a rear elbow into the abdomen. Now as soon as you do this, I want to make them hold me in that awkward position. We talked about that bear hug from the side there. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You can only really do it from the front or back where you can close the space off. Bear hug requires that you be able to cinch that space off. So if they're doing it sideways, your body's in an awkward position for them. You've created room to be able to move, room to wiggle, and you've created space. We want to create space in this case. For us, that's good. For the attacker, it's bad. So we pin, boom, elbow. I'm going to bring my right foot to my left, pulling into a cat stance. And as I do that, my shoulders are going to turn. Hard and fast, full 90 degrees this way. And as I turn that way, now I've created that awkward position here that even if they've still got their arms around you, now they're holding you from the side instead of from behind. And you've created enough space now that you should be able to, without too much trouble, track this arm straight up their body using what we call an obscure elbow. And that's to go right underneath the chin. Boom. Now, careful as you're practicing this, training with an instructor or with a partner, whatever. I've been injured by that obscure elbow probably more than any other technique just because the students don't realize how powerful that really is. And after a good shot to the abdomen, you naturally kind of bend forward into it and it's real easy to just hit somebody hard in the chin with that elbow, which is good for the sake of self-defense, but it's not so good when you've got an instructor or a partner that you're working with, and you want to be able to work with that person again at some point. So let's not injure our friends. Step, pin, step over an elbow, turn sideways into that cat stance, obscure elbow. Now I'm using my other hand to push his arms off. As you hit that elbow to the chin, you should be able to free the arms that are wrapped around you now, so that you're free from that bear hug hold. As that elbow comes up and I free myself, and I'm in cat stance, so I'm light on my right foot anyway, most of my weight's on the left, I'm going to finish with a side kick to the inside of his right knee. I'm going to blast him with a side kick right to the knee. So boom, line that up, we'll blow the knee out, and that will be the end of the technique there for capture twigs. Right? So it's like your tree, twigs are reference to your arms. We're going to pin, step over, get heavy, elbow back, we turn sideways, elbow to the chin and clear the arms, side kick to the inside of the right knee. Capture twigs, then pin elbow, turn elbow, grab it, side kick, again wrap, step forward, step out again, wrist lock, throw the hand, left back kick. Good, wrap, toss it, good job, man. Capture twigs, elbows, elbow up, side kick, and it's gathering clouds. Back fist and the full palm and scoop down to the front. There. Kick smash, boom, and gather clouds out.